Howdy everybody, I'm Sabrina Salas Matanani and welcome to a special edition of Good Life featuring Pusong Pinoy, a Valentine's event like no other. Tonight we are seeing a fusion of Filipino foods as well as the debut fashion line of Norman Analista of Analista and Company.
My name is Analista, and I would like to welcome all of you to tonight's Pusong Pinoy event. Now, Pusong Pinoy, when translated to English, it means the heart of the Filipino. And some of you may wonder what the heart of the Filipino is all about. Well, to me, it has much to do with the way Filipinos put their heart and soul into all that they do. We are very passionate people. Don't you agree? Yes? Okay, we can't contest that one, right? When Filipinos belt out their favorite karaoke tunes, you can see the passion in their performance, right? When they strive to attain an education, you see the drive in their efforts. And when they make the necessary sacrifices to ensure the well-being of their family, their dedication and commitment to those they love become very apparent. Therefore, the heart of a Filipino is the source of is the life source of our people. It is what fuels us and gives us the internal drive to succeed. So we hope tonight's event will provide you with even more examples of what the Filipino heart and spirit are all about.
Come true for you, huh?
It is in many ways, and in fact, a dream that I never thought I even wanted. You know, it was one of those unexpected situations where the timing was right, the mood was right, the inspiration was right, and I said, this is it. It's now or never. I'm going to explore this whole adventure of developing a brand and developing clothes that would fit the brand that I want to create.
And so what is the brand that you want to create?
Well, Analista and Company, I believe, represents the kind of individual that knows where they're going and knows what they need to do to get there. They're an individual who is not afraid to make bold moves, who is not afraid to sport bold colors. This type of a person is respectful, is intelligent, has all the positive attributes, but at the end of the day is courageous to stand out from the crowd.
Well, you definitely stand out in the crowd. I've seen you and some of the things you've worn over the past several months. I wanted to ask about your wife, Ernalyn. Is this also her passion?
It is. It's both of our passions, but naturally designing men's clothing, I would have to admit, is a little bit more simple than designing women's clothing. So she's going to take a little bit more time to develop the type of attire that she could be proud of. And whereas in my case, I felt that the timing was right now, and frankly, it is a lot easier to design men's clothing than it would be for women's clothing.
Well, congratulations and break a leg tonight. We're now here with Chef Dennis Salenga. Chef, take us through tonight's menu.
Yes, finally we create some Filipino fusion, which means like, something we all put it all together between the first course and the second or the third course. It's more like we put together in one in the first course. It's not like we always put it all, each tune on it. Like the kinilaw is more like a kilagwin style, ceviche or crudo type of things like that. Then we add more like a little bit more like a tokod baboy. So the flavor is like two of that. So the things that what I did with this is more like we put more tune on it. Each of the things that you can see the flavor. And the salad, of course, the salad is Enchilada Filipina, is one of the famous in the Philippines there. So we just, the things what I do with that is more like create something like put it together, more French, Italian with the panna cotta, if you see that panna cotta there. And then, but all the flavors there. So like I said, fusion is more like in the way I did it right now, it's more like every element and tune on it. Instead, you only make it 2 or 3 type of tasting, but I added more like a 3, 4 layer for that, or 5 layer.
The main course?
Of course, the main course is like calderetas for my place in Pampanga. I'm from Pampanga in Luzon, almost like 2 hours in Manila. So one thing we do all that also, it's also about like mix it up and adding something more. We have to break it down, the element, each of things there. Usually caldereta is more like a Spanish. That's why if you see the menu there, it's more like chorizo flavor, braising. So if you're gonna put it together there, I break it down and separate it also. So you always have a different tune on it. Like, you know, like I said, the fusion is more like you need to keep adding some tune, some element of flavor, so they can feel it. You cannot just like keep dumping together. And that's the meaning of fusion from Filipino that I create right now.
And my favorite part, dessert.
Oh yeah, of course, we have a 3 region there. We have the golden yema, and of course we put the floating meringue in with banana Q and also a carioca, but we really twist it together to put it more like a little bit more like you have to make it more like the flavor is like make it more like it's too sweet, so you have to be all balance it together. No, most of the people nowadays, they're always careful with the sweetness, so it's all more like it's like balanced there. So it's flavor it.
Well, thank you so much. We talked about the food, so are you going to get up on the stage for the fashion show?
Yes, later, yeah. In the end, maybe in my dessert, yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Good to see you. And from food, let's get to the fashion.
Happy birthday, Norm!
going to be looking at some new looks that have never been shown on the runway before. And before I talk about the different collections, I just want to share a few things about what inspired me to create. So the Barong Tagalog, in particular, I have sort of a love-hate relationship with it. Because every time I have to represent the Filipino community in Guam, I feel so constricted to having to wear the barong all the time. In fact, Auntie Nita, when she was president of the FCG and I was vice president, I would say, Auntie Nita, do I have to wear barong again? And she would give me such a hard time. And so my way of dealing with that was to come up with different looks for the barong, and that's why you saw a variation of designs. But I just want to comment that, in particular, the Barong Tagalog is really a symbol of Philippine ingenuity, because as you read in the history, it was meant to suppress the Filipino people. We were supposed to use fabrics that were translucent to ensure that we weren't concealing weapons. We were forced to come up with our own use of natural fibers made out of pina and banana fibers. So this is a classic example of how the Filipino spirit also continues to thrive despite attempts to oppress our national heritage. So how about a round of applause for all of the gentlemen who are such great sports. And so my next collection was inspired by a funny incident that took place in my office about a month ago. And that is, I was walking down the hallway and I bumped into my friend who also works at the University of Guam, and we were wearing the exact same shirt. And men and women have a very different reaction when it comes to identical clothing, wouldn't you say? Now, this is an example of a man who sees another man wearing the exact same thing. He goes up to him and he says, "Hey man, good taste. Good taste, can we take a picture together?" And that's exactly what we did. We took a picture and we had our few laughs and put it on Facebook. Women, on the other hand, is, "Oh my gosh, she has the same top as me. Oh my gosh, cover me, let's go. So, very different reaction, right? I don't make fun of it, but in reality, gentlemen, when you go to the office, or when you go to mass, let's be honest, you don't want to look like the guy sitting next to you, right? After Noel. You want to still maintain your individuality and your sense of expression. So the shirts that you're going to see are an attempt to express without having to say words. The prints and the construction of the shirts also vary, and on the individual, it fits to a T. So this is my collection, and I hope you like it. Give it up for the gentlemen in the casuals and in the florals. So you notice how there are folks who are wearing similar prints, right? But we changed it up by making some short sleeves, some long sleeves, some folded up, some worn with denim, some worn with dressy pants. And the casuals, I chose to dress it up with blazers. Now notice the choice of color. It allows the designs to pop. Now, there was a question if I can pull up the foo dog, Jeff, the foo dog, and talk a little bit about it. So this particular design that you see, not that. Can you imagine what that would look like on a shirt, by the way? So the foo dog, how many of you are familiar with this particular being or this particular animal? I know Ashton is. Anybody? Do you know what this foo dog is? Shelly, what is the foo dog? That's right, it's a guardian of fortune. How many of you know that 2018 is the year of the dog? Yeah, last year was the year of the rooster. And what we did was, I was inspired to commemorate the year of the dog, but at the same time, this was symbolic to me because the foo dog is actually a Chinese temple lion. So it's not really a dog, it's actually a Chinese temple lion. And if you often see them, they come in pairs. You'll see one with a paw over a sphere, which is meant to represent the world, so having domain over the world. And then you'll see the other one with a paw over a miniature foo dog, a baby foo dog, which is meant to represent nurturing. So that would be the female version. So oftentimes they appear as pairs, the male and the female. And I had this specifically drawn, and you can tell that it also has my insignia, A and C. So A and C is Analista and Company, but also on the same token, it stands for my children's names, Ashton and Carly. So A and C. And believe it or not, it didn't dawn on us. We didn't discover this until this was fully developed. So it wasn't a primary thought to develop this A and C. It sort of just fell into place. And I thought that that was very interesting how something like that, such a great coincidence, actually fit very well. Well, my son seems to think that this looks like me. Does it? With the rounded bald head and then the bigote. So I'll take it, I'll take it. It looks like me. I'm just gonna check to see if the guy is over there. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, before I bring out my last collection in this particular segment, I'm going to share something very personal with you. So all of you have decided to spend your Valentine's, or at least one of your Valentine's celebrations with us tonight, and I feel I owe it to you to share a very short story, but it gives you some insight into how I developed this desire to design. So when I was in the 7th grade, I had a favorite shirt. It was a blue polo shirt. It was so comfortable, but it was very, very simply designed. I loved to wear it so much that I wore it like twice or 3 times a week. So within the week, 3 times. And I had a very obnoxious classmate. And this classmate said to me, "Whoa, I saw you wear that already. Don't you have any other clothes to wear?" It is, right? So can you imagine a kid with very low self-esteem being told that they had nothing else to wear? Or at least I should think of something else to wear. So it really hit me hard. And so fast forward, when I went into high school and I had the means to buy my own clothes, I would blow off my paycheck at Gino's, where good looks can be bought. That was the only option back then. Thankfully, not anymore. But anyway, so I would blow off my money on my paycheck on clothes. And in the process, I was discovering what my sense of style was going to be. And I noticed that whenever I picked bold colors or designs that were very unique, I got compliments. And you know, when you have low self-esteem, that starts to become a motivating factor. And it's gone to the point where I'm at a stage in my life that I no longer think about what other people think about my clothes. I just wear it because I like it. And I'm really glad to be able to have that sort of stance when it comes to my design. So some of the pieces that you're gonna see here in this last collection might make you wonder whether or not you like it, but that's the whole point, is I wanted to see what your reactions would be. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna start our
Yeah.
last segment.
I'm coming to get you, baby. Yeah. Just wonder if I could spend a little bit of your precious time. I hope you don't mind if I talk to you for a little while.
Grand Plaza Hotel in Tumon. I'm Sabrina Salas Matanani. Thanks for watching.